If you're looking for cheap German muscle cars, British tours, or even Italian exotics, don't look any further. With one of these babies, your friends will all think you just won the lottery because these cars will make you look rich, but keeping them on the road will make you go broke. Yes, today on Idealist, we have 8 cheap luxury cars that will ruin you financially. I'm Brad, this is Idealist. Like, subscribe, and let's go. Okay, why not start with the best BMW that you should never own? Yes, it's the BMW E60 M5. Now the BMW E60 M5, it lives up to the M Performance badge with its massive V10 engine. Seriously, it's one of the craziest engines BMW has ever built. They straight up took an F1 engine they had been producing for years, gently breathed on it, and slapped it under the hood of a mid-size 4-door sedan. Crazy! So while that sounds like an awesome idea, putting a 500 horsepower racing engine in a daily driver actually came with a lot of headaches. The rod bearings, throttle actuators, Fano system, heck, even the fancy SMG transmission BMW cooked up are all known to suffer catastrophic failures. And any one of those is catastrophic for your wallet. Mine currently just has some lint in. So 500 horsepower for less than 15 grand sounds like a great idea, but trust me, you will be paying thousands and thousands more as soon as one little thing goes wrong. And if you're not careful, this next pick will bankrupt you as well. And real quick guys, as you know, we're looking for a new daily here at Ideal. And I want to thank today's sponsor, Car Vertical, for already saving me. Now, Car Vertical reports can show if a car had an accident in the past, if its odometer was rolled back, whether or not it was stolen, and what kind of equipment it has. Now, I found this Ideal FD-RX-7 for sale. Yeah, and after running the VIN, yikes. The website's set up for a super easy user experience, and the green checkmark showed that it hadn't been stolen, the odometer checked out, title status was good, but there was some damage, and holy smokes, Batman, that thing got barbecued. Now, looking through these photos, I was absolutely shocked because I did my due diligence on this car and was unable to find these photos anywhere else. Now, Car Vertical reports are here to help us all know the true history of any vehicle that we're interested in. Right now, you can save 10% by using promo code IDEALMedia at checkout or using the link down in the description and the pinned first comment. Thanks for supporting the sponsors that support us. Now, back to the show. Maserati Ghibli. The Maserati name represents thoroughbred Italian performance, second only to their countrymen at Ferrari. And while you might impress all your friends ripping around in this Italian stallion, your wallet is going to hate you. Sure, the price of admission is cheap for a performance luxury sedan, but the cost of keeping it roadworthy? Well, thanks to defective parts, dangerous recalls, and being plain old unreliable, your Ghibli is more likely to spend more days in the shop than on the road. And not to mention, when this car is working, it absolutely chews through consumables. Tires, brakes, heck, even spark plugs and transmission fluids have to all be swapped out constantly. All in all, the Ghibli might look like a stunner, and trust me, it is awesome to drive. But when your money is concerned, it's nothing but not awesome. And now that we've covered a couple duds from Germany and Italy, how about we do one from our friends from England? Jaguar XJ. Poor reliability is as much a part of the Jaguar brand as their stunningly good looks and luxurious ride. But you simply can't avoid trouble with X-Types, S-Type, heck, even the new F-Type. Today we're focusing on the XJ because, well, they're tempting being sub 5K. I mean, 5 stacks for a premium, fully loaded sports car made by the company with the ultimate in British automotive pedigree? Sounds like an ideal deal, right? Well, wrong. Pretty much any Jaguar will give you headache after headache when it comes to maintenance, but the XJ takes the cake since it suckers in so many enthusiasts with its cheap buy-in. But when it costs as much as $1,800 just to replace a set of shocks? If that's not enough to make you turn tail and run, then you've got some serious problems. Land Rover, Range Rover. Okay, while we're on the subject of British vehicles, we couldn't make this list without including at least one Land Rover, because Yes, while the company was founded on the idea of building simple, reliable off-road workhorses, things have changed when they introduced the Range Rover. You can't deny there's some of the best-looking SUVs of all time, but it is no secret that they have a reputation for incredible cost of ownership. I mean that in the worst way possible. You see, just rolling around in a Range, people won't think you're rich, they'll know you actually are. I mean, you kind of have to be to keep it on the road. And while pretty much all Land Rovers will cost you both your arms and both your legs to keep running, the P38 is another level. Complete suspension and brake system rebuild with a head gasket or two thrown in every 20,000 miles. Anyone? Oh, Taker? Guys, I'm here to tell you, there's nothing more expensive than a cheap Land Rover. Now, we've been talking the usual suspects when it comes to poor reliability, like BMW, Maserati, and Jaguar. This next pick just might surprise you, because it's electrified. Tesla Model X. This one might come as a bit of a shock. I mean, Teslas are fast, they're comfortable, safe, and modern, but a few of their vehicles, and the Model X in particular, has been plagued with issues. Look, there is a reason they've depreciated on average over 60% over their original value in just 5 short years. And here's the list of issues. From touchscreen problems, door handle problems, suspension problems, noisy poor fitted interior and exterior trim, and reported problems with the drive units. Not to mention the cool looking but hugely unreliable and costly Falcon doors. And you thought your ex-girlfriend had issues, but they weren't a model. Well, a Model X. Because yes, this electric concoction on paper seems like a good deal, but once you start paying the repair bills, you'll be thinking twice about the EV future. Audi S4. Now, the V8-powered Audi S4 of the mid-2000s set a benchmark for performance. It was a nimble performance sedan packing heat with a big German V8 under the hood. It even had this nifty trick timing chain that was designed to last the lifetime of the car. So it's tucked way in basically the impossible spot to get in the back. Yeah, so in between the engine and the transmission. But guess what? It wasn't perfect and it didn't last the lifetime of the vehicle. So it's basically the most difficult and expensive timing service of like any car ever. Just ask Trav, who's an Audi master technician. He's done a few. So while you'll feel like a boss driving an S4 around, your wallet will definitely feel the loss once you inevitably need your timing chains replaced. Parts alone cost roughly $5,000. And don't even get me started on the other parts on this car that not only can, but will go wrong. BMW X5. Got $5,000? Well, guess what? For less than that, you can get a luxury SUV with the heart of a sports vehicle. The Bavarian badge on the hood, which is gonna impress all your friends. Now, the cost of ownership of a BMW is always gonna be more than, say, your grandma's Honda Civic. But the E70 X5, whew, baby, not only takes the cake here because it not only guzzles down consumables and requires frequent fixes for, well, pretty much everything. Cooling system problems, never-ending oil leaks, body electronics that go haywire. It never seems to end, especially on the V8s. The inline sixes, they're okay. Now, of course, all these problems are fixable, but by the time you get everything up to snuff, you'll have spent more on repairs than you spent on buying the whole vehicle. But what if a Porsche, BMW, or Mercedes isn't enough for you? What if you really want to pick up a cheap supercar to turn heads? Well, guess what? You can do that. But even a cheap one is gonna cost you. It's time for the honorable mention. Ferrari Modena, Lamborghini Gallardo. Check out these Ferraris and Lambos. Now, they're not cheap, but they're cheap for a supercar, both coming in at less than $100K. That's less than half the price of anything from either of these brands brand new. But just because you can scrounge up the scratch to drive one of these off the lot, be prepared to drop thousands more in a flash. Because while both of these are considered pretty reliable for cars in their class, I mean, they were both sort of considered the first relatively reliable vehicle either brand had ever made. Oil change, that's gonna cost you $1,000 easy. Need brakes replaced or a complex automated manual transmission repaired? Throw another 4 to 5 G's on the table. Garage it in the winter? A couple $100 a month minimum for a space if you don't have your own garage. And you're gonna have to decide between paying your rent or your insurance because you're probably gonna look at around $500 per month just to insure the baby bull or the baby stallion. These are some of the cheapest Italian exotics you could buy today, but either could cost you around $12,000 per year. I'd still totally buy one though, but I have a thing for old Italian exotics. So come here. Come here. I gotta tell you something. If you want to avoid big financial mistakes like buying one of these cars, check out our sister channel, Ideal Money, I'll link to it below, where I'll actually teach you how to make money to buy whichever ideal dream car you have. But hey, if you're just here for the cars, well, why not like the video, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out this awesome vid we have up here, or whatever YouTube recommends you watch next. I'm Brad, this is Ideal, and promise me one thing, keep living the ideal lifestyle.